Hello class, Professor Flasspuller here, and today's discussion is about the targeted rhetorical analysis paper. And I know many of you may have not written one of these papers before, so I hope that this video helps you. The goal of this assignment is to take a writing rule that we have all learned from, grade school and apply that to a professional article in your field of study. So you're going to choose a writing rule. Does not have to be the same one throughout the class. You have your own choice on that, and then you're going to apply it to how it works. So the first part of your paper is going to be explaining what your writing rule is, defining it, and then explaining how you're going to apply it to this paper. So in Braddock's essay, he explains the T units and what he means by topic sentences, and then he goes through the articles and explains them. Now in your paper, you're only going to use one article. You're not going to compare several like Braddock did. You're just going to use one. And that allows you to get more in depth in what your analysis of this professional writing article works. So make sure that you have a clear understanding of what your writing rule is and how you're applying it, but then you spend most of your paper explaining how this professional writer uses this writing rule, or if they don't. And if they don't, why don't they? And make sure that as you're going through this, you're not only explaining how the author uses that writing rule, you're explaining why. And that will help you get more into the analysis, because that's the basis of this paper, and that's where most of your points on the final draft grade are going to come from. How much analysis do you have of this professional article? How does this writing rule work? Why does it work? And you have this article to prove how or why it works. So this paper is more of an argumentative paper than it is an informative paper. So you're still going to want to keep that professional, third-person tone, and make sure that anything in your paper that you use directly from your source is quoted with, direct quotations. Anything that's word for word should be cited appropriately. And in this paper, I actually recommend using more direct quotations than using paraphrases, because direct quotations helps your audience to see what information comes from your source and then allows you to explain that quotation itself. And then you don't get wrapped up into explaining the information in the article and turning your paper into an informative paper. If you use direct quotations, you can kind of separate the information from the professional article from what you're talking about, because you will be discussing the writing rule and how it is working in this paper. Your professional article is going to be discussing some information in your field of study. So to keep those things separate, I recommend using direct quotations. Now I hope that helps, but I understand that many students struggle with analyzing an article and how the writing rule works in that article. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And you are not alone in the struggle for this paper.